Alright, looks like it's working. So for this mission, we're going to do an air start and an F-4. And we're going to go hit some T-55 tanks and a ZSU-57 here on the Golan Heights. And they've got some tents and trucks here for supply. And so it's close to a little hill over here. There's this big lake over there, another one there. And so we'll try to hit them with the Mavericks, especially the AAA, since it can fire back at us. And then I have a single MK-84 that I can use to bomb their tent. So that's the idea. I tried to do this a little bit earlier, and I've done the mission 2-3 times so far. But on my first broadcast attempt, I got really lost. I went past the target in that area. And so I figured I'd just restart this so that you get something that's enjoyable to watch. And I'm trying this air start so that you get the fun parts right away and no boring fly to the target parts. So tell me if you like it. So let's go try that. Alright, so we're airborne. Gonna set autopilot and altitude hold. So this is my jet. You can see I've got the 4 Mavericks plus a bomb in the center. So because we did an air start, we have that TV thing selected already. I'm gonna select this on direct. There we go. And because we have the Maverick on the 2 inboard pylons, I'm going to click those 2 things here. Can arm my gun at the same time. I'm going to do master arm. As you can see now, it has armed the weapons. And I'm going to go then to the bottom here where it says radar. We're going to switch it to TV so that this display will become the display of the Maverick. So let's do that now. Go. Then we'll set our AG with 35 mil reticle. That way the reticle will show the same thing as we see in the camera. Now right now you're going to say there's no camera. Well, that's because there's a cover on the Maverick. Now if we look, we've got like a distance of 16 miles to the target. So what we can do is we can hit the trigger. And maybe before I do all that, I could go in the options and show you my access controls. So the trigger here will unmask that camera so that the Maverick will become active. Once you've unmasked the camera, it's active for a certain number of minutes. I don't know how many, but it's best to use it, I guess, in the next 30 minutes or so, maybe less. And then we'll use the bomb button to release the weapons. The other very useful button, and it's important, it's this one, air refuel release button. You have to hold that button in when you slew the camera of the Maverick around, and then when you release it, that's what's going to lock the target. So it requires a little bit of coordination. So to move the weapon, what I did is, as you can see here, those 2 things moving. On my throttle, I have a mini stick. So I've mapped the mini stick for those X and Y axes. In the axis tune for the Y, which is up and down, I've inverted it because, well, to me it seemed a little bit wonky if I didn't do that. So that's my preferences, but that's how I'm going to be controlling the Mavericks. Since you've seen me drop bombs in previous videos, I won't explain how I do the direct toss, dive toss I should say, with the MK-84 later on, but for the missile, that's more or less the ones you need. Trigger, the bomb release, and these axes. So yes, as I was saying, let's get the trigger, and then now we have a camera image. Now if we look here, we're 15 miles from our target. I'll remove the autopilot and I'll zoom in on the HUD and we'll start diving. As I said, I know there's a little hill there and there's a bunch of trees close to the targets, so I'm gonna put my reticle in that area, and then I'll turn just autopilot on to keep the plane roughly heading in that area. And then if I look at this camera here, I can hold down the AR button and move my mini stick and then start looking for targets. I think that's them over there, yeah. That might be one of them there. We're still at good distance. Once in a while I release the button to see if I can get a lock, but I'm still too far. Ah, you see, now I've got a good lock. If I look at my distance, I'm 8 miles. I'll wait a little bit. Check that master arm is on. Direct TV. Distance is 6 miles. We can fire the first one. There it goes. We'll get the camera active on the second missile. I think I'll go on the other side for that tank over there. Push it away, rifle. Let's get the autopilot off. We're heading at 3, so we'll be in the opposite direction. Okay, I see 2 hits behind me. And I see some AAA coming at me. So it means I didn't get the AAA gun my first pass. That's okay. Still have 2 Mavericks. As you can see, both the ones that fired were from the same side, despite the fact that I had activated the 2. When you want to keep the weight even, you would have to activate right side, then activate left side, then activate right side. Problem is, if you want to do like I just did, which is to shoot them in rapid succession, you don't have time to do that. So let's turn on the regular autopilot, hit the trigger. I'm gonna recenter my view here, and now let's look for the other targets. There's one there. Rifle, and I think we'll need another pass.
Yeah, good steering on the next turn point.
So the AAA looks like he's right on the crossroad. It's good to know. Oh look, that's me. I'm gonna put on my sunglasses. I had roughly 010. I should be able to spot the targets. Yeah, they're here. Let's head for that crossroads again. I'll We'll get the autopilot on. Yeah, that's our AAA right there. Rifle. Alright, so now they have like a series of tents and trucks on the crossroads. So I'll try to go hit that with my MK-84. So at this point I've re-engaged the autopilot. I'm gonna switch things up for the bombs. I'm gonna go dive toss, bomb, center, reticle back to 0. Oops, wrong way. And then we can go back to our radar, and then we'll tell I find it really difficult to see the mouse on that. I waste a ton of time trying to enter my data because I can't see. Alright, so we'll tell Jester about that and about that, and that should set us up for dive toss run. So altitude hold and autopilot are off. I had 080 the target. To locate the smoke, the hills. There it is. Okay. So I'll climb a little bit. Makes it easier to dive. If you start from up high, we do have some cloud cover, so we gotta be careful. Okay, see the tents.
Captured.
Bombs away. Boom. All right. They're on fire. Let's have a little fun with our gun. Again, I like to set the reticle around 24. It's just an indication because it's not very precise, but we'll see if we can get some of the trucks that were there at the crossroads. Trying to spot my smokes. Two legs. Okay, I'm right above it, that's why. Let's see about getting a truck with guns. See this, the reticle doesn't help at all. You have to look at the tracers. Got two trucks there. That was crap, but that's pretty much all I'll do, because as you saw, the instrumentation wasn't helping me much. So now we can return to base. So that more or less concludes the Maverick demonstration. So if you stay along for the flight, it's just because you're curious to know if I'll make it back home. Still have plenty of fuel. Stabilize at Angel 6 or so. Now we're on autopilot, altitude hold. Can enjoy the flight. One of the things we could do for fun while we're over the lake is we could turn the fuel pump to the wing tanks off, and then I could select the outer stations, set this to stores. It's kind of hard to see, but it's underneath, and we're master arm on, and if we click this, we'll see the tanks fall off. There we go. Look for fun at Ramat David. We have 84 as the channel. Wonder if it's a TACAN. Could test it. Had I set waypoints for that? Yes, I did. Okay. So as you can see, we're heading for this waypoint there, which brings us on final for this runway there. So we'll have a waypoint for each. I see the airfield here. So I remove the autopilot and go have a little fun. I like saying hello to the locals.
Okay, next turn point is in.
Okay, see the runway. Air brakes out. Get our gear down, flaps down.
Alright, gear, flaps, pressure, warning lights, and anti-skid.
Let's set the track IR. Seat up a bit. Touchdown, parachute.
Dude, nice landing. Dude, where's my car?
Thank you, dude. I think your car's at the far end of the runway. And as with other airplanes that have a brake chute, I usually like to wait until I'm on a taxiway to get rid of the chute. So right now you can see it's still there dragging. But if I get this lever down, now it's gone. So I guess we could park the plane right here. There we go. Did I open the canopy? I thought I had. Guess now would be a good time.
Roger. Wheel chalk's in.
Cool. So there you have it. Nice little flight. Fired some Mavericks, some bombs. Dropped our empty fuel tanks. And we returned home. And of course you get to see my cool glasses too. And just turn the pallet head like that. There you go. Let's go in this view, you'll see them better. Yeah, coolness factor times 10 with the sunglasses. Aviator style. Hope you enjoyed.